Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sensible Truth on the Medlock Post. Here we talk about truth, faith, and freedom. Welcome to today's program. We have a little different message for you today because we're looking at this broadening your thinking, broadening your outlook on things. And we want to do that in different ways. So today we're going to delve into some ancient history and see if we can make a little bit of sense of it. Now, in the book of Genesis, we learn about the creation and we learn about the Garden of Eden and Adam and Eve, who were created in God's image. And we learn a little bit about their time in the Garden of Eden. Now, let's look at this, because if history has omitted anything of consequence from the Garden of Eden, I suspect it was not another river or another variety of fruit, but a third tree altogether. Now, we are told of the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Those are well enough. We know those stories. We talk about them all the time. But experience has persuaded me that there must also have been a third tree, a tree of ignorance. Otherwise, it becomes remarkably difficult to explain the behavior of the human family ever since. So let's take a look at this. The tree of ignorance was an extraordinary specimen. It required no watering, no pruning, and no cultivation. It flourished naturally in every generation. Its fruit was abundant, free for the taking, and always in season. Now, the curious thing about the fruit was this: it did not make a man ignorant. That would have been harmless enough. There is no disgrace in not knowing something. The fruit performed a far more astonishing miracle. It persuaded a man that he knew everything worth knowing already. That is a dangerous harvest. I imagine Adam strolling through the garden one pleasant afternoon when he noticed this particular tree. "Father," he asked, "what sort of tree is this?" And the Lord answered, "The tree of ignorance." And Adam asked, "And what does it do?" And the Lord said, "It relieves people of the burden of learning." Well, Adam was just puzzled. And the Lord continued, "It saves them years of study. One bite, and they instantly become authorities on every imaginable subject." Adam brightened. He asked, "Do they actually know these subjects?" The Lord said, "No, they merely believe they do." Adam wisely chose to step away from the tree of ignorance. Well, the serpent comes along, and he was not burdened with excessive caution. He sampled the fruit immediately. Within moments, he was delivering lectures on agriculture to the elephants, lectures on swimming techniques to the fish, and lectures of flying lessons to the eagles. The eagles remarked, "Serpent, have you ever flown?" "No," replied the serpent, "but I have developed very strong opinions on the matter." Soon the other creatures joined in. The parrots became famous scholars by repeating statements they had overheard without understanding a single one of them. The monkeys organized debates concerning the proper method of climbing trees. None of the participants had missed a branch before the debate began, but afterwards, several required bandages. The peacocks wrote books on humility. The turtles offered seminars on speed. The mosquitoes became experts on personal boundaries. It was a remarkable age of confidence. One goat consumed an entire basket of the fruit and thereafter corrected everybody else's arithmetic while being unable to count his own legs whenever he became excited. The donkey insisted that stubbornness was a virtue practiced exclusively by everyone else. Even the owl, once respected as the wisest bird in the garden, resigned from public discussion altogether. There is little profit, he sighed, in arguing with creatures who confuse certainty with wisdom. As the years rolled on, seeds from that curious tree seemed to scatter across the whole earth. Entire forests appeared wherever people preferred slogans to study, assumptions to evidence, noise to reason, and pride to humility. A peculiar custom developed among its customers. They ceased asking questions, not because every mystery had been solved, but because curiosity had become inconvenient. They found experts unnecessary, books tiresome, careful thought exhausting, and facts troublesome whenever the facts failed to cooperate with firmly established opinions. The fruit possessed another remarkable quality. It caused people to mistake argument for truth and disagreement for persecution. Every conversation became a contest, every discussion a battlefield, and every differing opinion a personal insult. Meanwhile, genuine wisdom traveled quietly through the countryside, knocking politely at every door. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it was seldom admitted because most homeowners announced from inside, "Go away. We already know." Therein lies the great irony. Knowledge has always required effort. Wisdom has always required humility. Truth has always required seeking. But ignorance, especially the variety that imagines itself enlightened, comes quite naturally. Perhaps that explains why the scriptures repeatedly encourage us to seek wisdom, ask God, seek diligently, and reason together and be taught by the Spirit. Heaven seems remarkably interested in making us teachable. After all these centuries, I have reached one modest conclusion. The most educated person is the room, not necessarily the one who has read the most books. It is often the one still willing to open another book. As if in your travels through life, you happen upon a tree whose fruit promises instant expertise, effortless certainty, and opinions without study, you may safely pass it by. It has enjoyed an exceptionally successful harvest already. Now, this version leans more heavily into social satire, folks, using the imaginary tree of ignorance to poke fun at a timeless human tendency, confusing confidence with wisdom. Like classic American satire, the humor is meant to invite self-examination rather than simply ridicule others. And please keep in mind that the joke isn't really about Adam and Eve. The joke is about us, you and I. And folks, that is my message today. The tree of ignorance. Walk on by. Leave it alone. Do not partake. It will do you no good. So, in closing, let me say, peace be unto you. Peace comes from the Spirit. Listen to the Spirit and seek truth. It is there to be found. Have a good day and see you next time. Goodbye.